Today, I'm going to share 3 archangels that you can work with to support you in living your purpose. Welcome to another video. I'm so excited to talk about the archangels today and specifically how they can come in and support you in living your purpose, whether you are in a place where you're seeking and discovering and asking those questions like, what is my purpose? What am I here to do? Who am I here to be? Or if maybe you do have some clarity in regards to what you're here to do, and maybe you're seeking more of an answer to what's my next step? I'm ready to expand. I'm ready to grow. What do I do now? How do I continue on this path? So regardless of where you are or whether you're somewhere in between, this video is for you if you are wanting to learn more about how you can work with the archangels specifically. Now, of course, like I said, I'm going to be talking about 3 archangels specifically in this video. And of course, as you probably know, there are way more archangels that are there to support you, that are here to guide you. And so you can work with any of them. I mean, they're all here for our highest good. They are here with the most beautiful, unconditional love to guide us, to support us, to help us heal, and to help us remember who we truly are. So you really can't go wrong when it comes to working with the angels and calling on the archangels and calling on them for guidance and support. But if you do like specificity, you want to have a more direct, like, okay, what do I do next? What's my next step? How do I call on them? What do I do with them? Then this video is for you. And I also have something really special that I am sharing at the end of this video. Amazing 3-day experience. It's a free 3-day experience with me. So stay tuned till the end. I'm going to share more about that. Okay, so let's dive in. Let's start off with Archangel Raphael. Raphael, he is such an amazing angel. I love working with him. He was one of the first angels that stepped forward for me. And although he's typically known as an angel that helps with healing, physical healing specifically, he's also a really amazing angel to call on when it comes to your purpose. And the reason why is because, number one, he works with our heart chakras. And number two, in support of the heart chakra, he also helps us to open it up and understand our gifts, understand who we truly are, helps us to heal our inner child. And believe it or not, your inner child is a huge key role when it comes to your purpose, when it comes to how you show up in the world, confidence in yourself. And so having that deeper relationship with your inner child and working with Archangel Raphael to support you in whatever healing might need to happen is really powerful. It's amazing. So working with Archangel Raphael to specifically help you with those things. So whether it's inner child healing, whether it's helping you to open up to your gifts and be able to know what your gifts are. Because sometimes people are maybe in a space where you're like, okay, I know that I want to help people. And I remember myself specifically being in that place many years ago where I knew that I wanted to help people. I knew that I didn't want to work in my corporate job, but I didn't know how. And I didn't know exactly what my gifts were. I was just like trying to logically figure it out. Like, okay, I can learn nutrition and be a nutritionist. Like that makes sense. Like I can go to school and do this thing and then I can help people. So, logic was there guiding and there's nothing wrong with it. But also I didn't realize the gifts that I had back then. And so working with Archangel Raphael helps to reveal those things to you. So some ways that you can work with Archangel Raphael, number one is going to be to call on him to support you with that inner child healing, like I was saying. That's coming through super strong. Even right now, as I'm filming this video, like I can feel his energy and I can feel him being like inner child healing. So maybe this is a sign for someone watching this video, but really focusing on that. And I have some resources that can support you. I have a meditation library that has an inner child healing meditation in it. I'll link it below. But really, there's so many different ways in which you can work with Archangel Raphael to support your inner child specifically. The most basic way is to just simply start off with a prayer. Archangel Raphael, please come forward and guide me, support me, help me to know how to help my inner child. Help me to connect with my inner child. Help me to understand what my inner child needs so that I can show up for them. You know, whatever form, whatever phrase, you can reword that however you like. But the key thing is that you're asking and you're calling in and you're asking Archangel Raphael to show you the way. So instead of it being a prayer where you're saying, Archangel Raphael, heal my inner child, it's more a prayer of show me the next steps. Show me, reveal to me what I need to do, how I need to show up so that together we can support my inner child. That kind of a thing. Okay. So that's the number one thing. Aside from that, the other way in which you can work with your inner child is to ask Archangel Raphael to guide you in how am I meant to show up today? How am I meant to show up in the light of who I am? And this is where your heart chakra begins to open up, because your heart, that's the center of your truth. It's the center of your gifts. It's the center of who you are. And so if you begin to invite yourself to show up more fully, or you begin to invite yourself to express, to just be who you are, that in this moment right now, you are safe to be your true self. What comes up? What desires come to life? What do you feel called to do? So these are all things for you to begin to explore, things for you to begin to dive into, things for you to begin to just ask and see what guidance comes up around that. Okay. So that's the first angel, Archangel Raphael. Now let's move on to the next angel, Archangel Gabriel. He is such an amazing angel, and it's kind of like back to back, like Archangel Raphael with the heart chakra stuff, and then Archangel Gabriel comes in, and he also has that heart chakra connection as well as the throat chakra connection. And I know that Archangel Gabriel is often known as the angel of communication, which is very important when it comes to living your purpose and understanding who you are. It's this communication, it's this expression of your truth, being able to share your truth with confidence, being able to show up as your fullest self. And so Archangel Gabriel supports you with that. But really, the biggest thing when it comes to working with Archangel Gabriel is for you to be fully in your light, like shining your light, and not feeling like you have to dim your light for anybody. That's a common thing that happens for us on our journeys, is that we shine our light and then someone says something negative. Someone judges you. Someone doesn't accept you. Now all of a sudden you're being rejected, or whatever the case is. Or there's a fear of that happening. Maybe it didn't actually happen, but there's a fear. What if I am then not accepted? And so because of that, and often subconsciously, we then tend to dim our light, and we start to pick and choose what we say or how we do things so that we don't ruffle any feathers, so that we don't draw too much attention to ourselves. And so we kind of have this like control over our light, like just a little bit, but not too much, you know? And so the question is, what would you do, or who would you be if you knew that you would be 100% unconditionally loved and accepted, to be fully who you are in your light? What would you do? What would you put out there into the world? What kinds of things would you say? And seeing if there is then a disconnect between who you are now and what you would do if you felt fully free and fully safe to be that version of yourself. And so then with Archangel Gabriel's support, what he does is that he brings in this deeper level of self-acceptance. The reason why we do not just fully own our light right off the bat is because there is a level of self-rejection that comes in based on other people's projections. So based on how we view the world and how we perceive that the world perceives us, that will then create a level of disconnection from our own self, because we want to fit in. We want to belong. We want people to love us. We don't want people to judge us. We want to be accepted. So because of that, there's a part of you, however big or small, that is constantly either accepting or rejecting you based on how it thinks the world is perceiving you. So because of that, that is where Archangel Gabriel comes in, and he's closing that gap, and he's just helping you to fully accept and love yourself for who you are, so that in turn you can fully shine in your light. So when you're working with Archangel Gabriel, I want you to think of it as like those dimmable lights. Like, is your light dimmed all the way down, or is it halfway, or is it almost there? Like, where are you at with that dim level? And with Archangel Gabriel, we're turning it all the way up. So the other question to ask yourself is, if I were to turn the dial all the way up on my light, what would that look like? How would I feel? What would I do? Again, very similar to what I just asked you, but now it's imagining it happening and imagining that light shining. The other thing that you can do with the support of Archangel Gabriel is meditate in that energy, meditate on your light, kind of feel your light expanding all around you, and then seeing what kind of insights come in. The cool thing about this practice is that when you're connected to your light, you start to see the same vision that your soul has for you, like the vision that your soul, that the divine has in place for you, because you are here for a reason. You are here for a purpose. And so when you connect with your light and when you connect with that energy, you automatically connect with the vision, which means that you then get to make the decisions, take the steps that will align you with the vision, which aligns you with your purpose. So you can see how it's all connected. We have to be aware and feel the energy of that light to understand the vision, so that we can then take appropriate action. So that is how Archangel Gabriel is supporting you. He's supporting you to really be in connection with your true self, with your light, so that you can then show up confidently in it and shine it so, so bright, so unapologetically, knowing that, you know what, you're not going to please everybody. No matter who you are, what you say, there's always going to be someone who will reject you or judge you or whatever. And so rather than trying to fit into some sort of bubble or box, thinking that you'll fit in, instead, you just get to show up fully as yourself, knowing that your light will then attract and bring in the people that you're meant to be in connection with, the people who will see you for your light, that will see you for your truth. And that will then inspire them and support them and help them. So it's really powerful to do this practice and exercise, and I would love to hear from you in the comments below how this goes for you. But that is how you can work with Archangel Gabriel to support you in living your purpose. Now, let's move on to the third angel, Archangel Uriel. So with Archangel Uriel, the main thing that he does is he supports you to be confident, to stand in your power, to help you to feel connected and aligned with your true self. So with Archangel Gabriel, you're more like exploring that and discovering it and understanding it and accepting it. Whereas with Archangel Uriel, it feels like a grounded energy, like an energy that's really grounded into that solid connection with yourself, grounded in your truth. And as a result of that, you are then taking action from a more confident space. So one of the biggest things that holds people back is that they don't take action. And I've done this a million times. Like, I will go into freeze mode sometimes, and it's so subconscious. Like, it's not that I'm choosing that on purpose. It's such a subconscious thing, but sometimes I'll get stuck in indecision, or I'll get stuck in just not wanting to make that decision, or whatever the situation is. And so then I freeze. And then I notice that when I start to look at it, it's like, oh, I'm not moving forward because I feel afraid, because I'm not confident in myself right now. I'm not trusting myself to make the right decision. So it's safer to just not make a decision. And then it's just this whole spiral. So rather than staying stuck and staying frozen and not moving forward, Archangel Uriel is supporting you with taking the next step, no matter how scary it feels, no matter how crazy it feels. And the thing that he's reminding you is that as you take each next step, the trust in yourself starts to deepen, the confidence in yourself starts to deepen, and then the next step is also revealed. So it's not about waiting to see the whole big full picture. It's about being in that space of confidence and empowerment in who you are right now, who you are today, trusting that who you are in this very moment is enough. The things that you know are enough. The things that you've done up until this point are enough. And the ideas that you have right now are enough. And that as you execute on those ideas and as you actually take the next step and take action, the next step will be revealed. And if there's any course correcting that needs to happen, it will happen. But it can't happen if you haven't moved. So you have to move, you have to make your move so that the divine can then move with you and then guide you appropriately wherever you need to go. And so that's the biggest thing with Archangel Uriel. It's to show up. It's to start showing up, because we can think about our purpose and our gifts and who we are all day long, right? Like being in your head or in meditation and just feeling these things and knowing these things about yourself and feeling this truth and this connection. And those are all great. And it's important to have that. However, just sitting with it and knowing it isn't going to take you very far unless you're actually putting things into place, unless you're actually moving, unless you're actually doing something with it. So Archangel Uriel is coming in with this doing energy, this energy of let's put things into motion. Let's start showing up. Let's start, putting the thing into place. Let's start talking to these people, or whatever your next step is, whatever you feel, whatever you maybe have been avoiding or maybe have been procrastinating on, Archangel Uriel will support you. And so with working with Archangel Uriel, it's really a practice of asking him to be with you so that you can take the next step. And the other thing I want to mention is that it's not necessarily about waiting until you don't have the fear anymore. Because as a human, like, you're always going to have fear in some shape or form. So rather than feeling like you have to work through your fear and you have to eliminate the fear and you can only move if the fear is fully gone, instead focus on building up this level of empowerment and confidence in yourself and who you are right now, so that that energy can hold the fear and move you anyways. So that's how I like to think of it. I like to think of it, if in this moment it feels like fear is really overpowering and really keeping me stuck and really keeping me frozen, then instead of trying to remove that fear and clear this energy out and do all these things, instead, I actually like to focus on my power and my sense of self and my connection and groundedness in who I am. And in building that up, which Archangel Uriel can support you with that, in building that up, that is then where that energy of your power widens and it gets stronger and it gets bigger. And in that, then the fear starts to shrink. It seems small now relative to your power. And so then you're like, okay, cool, I can move now because my power is driving me forward. And I also like to think of it that way, where, if you widen a base, the wider it is, the stronger the foundation. Whereas if you have just like a very small sliver, you can only go so high with it, and then it's going to topple down. So you got to create a wide base underneath you of your power, of your strength, of your confidence in yourself, knowing that you're capable so that it can hold you. And think of it, the fears as like these little slivers. It can feel big in the moment because it seems really tall, like it's towering over you. But then when you widen your base and you widen your power, that little sliver of fear is actually small. And it's actually, I don't want to say it's meaningless, but it's just insignificant compared to your power. And so your power can drive you forward. Okay, so I hope that analogy helps. Call on Archangel Uriel to support you with that. And like I said, the best way to work with Archangel Uriel is in your actual action. So let's say, for example, that you know what the thing is that you've been procrastinating on. And so what you're going to do is you're going to call on Archangel Uriel and say, Archangel Uriel, please be with me now as I begin to take the next steps towards the thing. Reveal to me what those next steps are. Help me to stand confidently in my true self, be connected to who I am as I move forward towards the thing. However you want to word that, but that's the idea that you're bringing in. And you can also ask Archangel Uriel to help reveal the next step to you if you really are unsure of what it is. But most of the time, for a lot of people, they know what the next step is, and they just pretend that they don't know. Or they like avoid it, or just say, well, yeah, that might be, but is there another next step? So you know who you are if you're doing this. So you most likely know what your next step is. And if you don't, then you can call an Archangel Uriel to support you with that. But that's how you can work with him. So those are the three angels that you can start working with to support you in living your purpose. And if you want to go further, if you'd like support with this and to connect with other archangels to guide you on your path, then I'm inviting you to my 3-day challenge that is happening next week. It is January 13th through the 15th. So it's a free challenge. It's on social media. It's called the Soul Alignment Challenge, and it is 3 days to coming into alignment with your purpose, with your true self, with the support of the archangels. And if you're someone who wants to deepen your connection with the angels, you want to learn how to work with them on a practical level, this challenge is for you. Like I said, it's absolutely free. Every single day, I'm going to be posting a little informational thing for you to follow, where it's not just information, but also an actual step that you can take. That's why it's called a challenge, because you can actually do something. It's like, go do this. And then the next day, this is the next thing. And the next day, it's the next thing. So I'm really excited to be sharing that with you. All you have to do is go to the link below this video, and all of the information is there. I have a page where you can find the information. But honestly, you don't even there's no email. You don't have to sign up for anything. It's really just coming on social media, on my Instagram. Make sure that you're following me there, and then joining the broadcast channel that I have open for this challenge, and just coming and hanging out and being a part of it. So I'm really excited. Super simple and easy to join, and the exercises are going to be fun and just helping you to connect on a deeper level. And then as a result, helping you to align more deeply with your soul, with your calling, with who you're here to be, with all of that. So I can't wait. I hope to see you there. Comment below if you plan on joining me. And also let me know in the comments which of these three angels you are going to start working with today and how that goes for you. I cannot wait to hear about it. So thank you once again for joining me today and watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to share this with your friends, your family, your community. And of course, if you are not subscribed yet to this channel, then make sure you subscribe so that you do not miss any other future videos. I will see you again very, very soon. And until then, I am sending you so much love and angel blessings. Bye.